Hi, welcome back to the MT and me. Well, we're sitting in the Equinox because I got a little road trip I got to make here. First thing right off the bat today. Okay. Well, let me get you up to speed. We're working on Pearl's brakes. The rear brakes, the rear wheel that's all messed up. And has absolutely no brake system in it whatsoever. So we've got it taken apart, and we're ready, I think, to kind of start putting stuff back in it, which is a whole new experience for me, but more on that later on. I don't have brake shoes. These are the old ones. Well, this is one of the old ones, anyway. And I ordered some that I was just almost sure were going to be the right thing. And they came in the other day, and they weren't. The size was pretty close, but the mountings were just different enough that it wouldn't work in that Dana rear end on my Dodge. So, sent them back. And I decided I don't want to run the chance of ordering something again that is not going to work. Because it's just a hassle. So I did some checking around, and I think one of my local auto parts store just might have the right thing. So that's exactly what we're going to do, is take a little trip to the to the Irish place, the green one, and see if they have what I need. Let's go. Check this out, people. I got brand new shoes. Yay! And I mean, they are, you can't tell by looking here, but they are a perfect match. Absolutely exactly what I needed. They had them in stock here at the store. My man Chad took care of me. Thank you so much, dude. I'll be back. And right now, I say let's go home and lay all our parts out and just see where we stand with this whole job, okay? Sounds like a plan to me. All right, Nomies, we are back on the MT and me. I got new shoes. Yes, we found the brake shoes we needed for Pearl. I am so happy to have these. Hey, set them over to one side here for just a second. And once again, I found those at my local O'Reilly store. They had one set of these in stock. Thank goodness they did. And they are exactly the right shoes. Okay. Now, Last week we didn't have brake shoes. Now we do. We also didn't have the springs that I know I bought and I showed you, and I couldn't find them. But I did. They were hiding in plain sight on my very neat organized workbench that you can see back here behind me. Seriously, they were in the box, and I was thinking they were just in the bag. I was looking for a bag of springs like this, and they were right under my nose all the time. The box plainly says brake parts, if I'd have just stopped to read it, but didn't. But I do have springs. Let me get a sample of them out here so we can compare to what we taken out of Pearl, okay? See if they match up, because I haven't done this yet. I just they look like they match, but looks can be deceiving sometimes, you know. Let's see. Okay. See, that's a whole set there. First of all, I noticed that my new spring set does not contain one of these. Now, this is a little spring that works in conjunction can't pick anything up here. In conjunction with the brake adjustment wheel. This fits in it some way or another. I can't tell you exactly how without having the brake drum. Like I said, I can't hold on to anything. And this also, this spring causes tension on this thing some way or anyway. It works with all of this. So it's a good thing I have this one, and it appears to still be in good shape. So I'm thinking we can reuse that with no problem. At least I hope we can. These other springs, maybe not. I don't know. Starting out with the actual brake springs themselves. These hold the brake shoes in place. This is the old, and this is the new. And here again, no problem. I'd say they're exactly identical. Should be an exact replacement. These are the new, and these are the old ones. So put them back in the box. Okay. The bottom tension spring is this, and here again it appears to be identical, except for the fact that apparently this one was broken too. I did not notice that the other day, that I had apparently broken an end off of it while removing it, because it obviously curls back around to hook in, which it would have to. Springs tend to have to hook on both ends to be functional. So yeah, here again, good thing I had the replacement, and they are the same size. They'd be the same length if we had the hook, so I don't expect any problem there. It'll match up. The only discrepancy I have found in these new springs is with this top tension spring. This is the one we took out of Pearl. Here's the replacement. You see the difference? It's a bit of a wave right in the middle of this new one that's not in the old one. And as a result, it's just a little bit shorter. Now, if we bent it out straight, I think they would once again be identical as far as length goes. But I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. For the time being, we'll just leave it like it is and assume that it's close enough. When we get down to actually putting it in, there may be a difference there. We'll just have to wait and see. As for the brake shoes themselves, this is a rear shoe, I believe. And Just the proper front one, perhaps, maybe. We compare rear shoes. Yeah, absolutely identical in every way, except for the fact that the pad is much better on the new one. The old one's still got plenty of pad left on it, but they're pretty scratched up, have to admit. They've seen some wear and tear. So yeah, putting these new pads in, I think, is a very smart idea. Okay, so that matches up. And as for our other, pick it up without mashing my hand. It's been a long day, people. It's been a long day. So here, once again, we have identical pads. Pins, same. Little pin there on top, and you see the one up here. The hole lineup's the same. There's actually an extra hole or two in the new one, but the holes that matter do line up perfectly, and so I don't think there's going to be any problem there at all. So, and this is the one. This is the front pad, I believe. You can see how it's all scarred up and gouged out because it was actually twisted and wedged against the brake drum. That's why the whole wheel assembly wasn't turning. But we fixing that. We fixing that. So here, tray full of new parts, new springs, the new brake shoes, everything we need to put the brakes back together. Except maybe for the experience that I need to have to do it. This is going to be a fun job, I tell you. As I've said several times, I've never done drum brakes. Certainly nothing of this heavy-duty caliber. These Dana 60 rear ends and these huge, giant. It's a 12-inch plate. So these are what they call 12-inch brake shoes. If you measure, they're actually more like 13 from end to end. And then they're 3.02 inches wide. I guess that 0.02 is important, but they're 3 by 12-inch pads. Big, heavy-duty stuff for that big, heavy-duty brake drum. So getting it all put back together, getting the springs in the right place, it's going to be an interesting experience. If you remember watching the video last week with me, I shared the video of me taking it apart. So taking the shoes out and the springs and everything. So we got all that out, and all that left was this arm assembly right here. This is the emergency brake, the parking brake. Pin here fits through an opening on the very top of the drum. I mean right above the brake cylinder. And this end of the arm then attaches to the flexible cable that actually goes all the way to the emergency brake adjustment up in the cab, so that when you pull the brake on, I don't know if it pulls this or pushes it. Probably pulls it, I guess, maybe. And by pulling it, it somehow applies the brake shoes physically to the drums without using the cylinder or anything. So you have a parking brake that way. And then, of course, you release it and it goes back. And this part here is connected in with the small brake tension adjustment that goes right at the very bottom. This sits at the very bottom, and the bottom of the brake shoes go in basically each end of this. So they fit in each end. And as you turn this, it moves it in and out and adjusts those shoes in and out so that you get just the right spacing you want on those shoes, so that when you put your brakes on, they go on, and then they release enough to let the drum roll freely. So So that's what that's all about. And this fits in with the arm that adjusted and holds it in place. I told you all that to tell you this. Since it's the last thing I took off, I'm kind of figuring it probably should be the first thing I put back on. That's logical, I guess, isn't it? I mean, I know that all the other stuff will fit around it, and there's a chance that it needs to go in before all the other stuff goes on. I know it's got to go in before the springs go on because they run in front of it, and some of them I might even connect to it. So it's got to go in. So when we get ready to start this job, then the first thing we'll do is hook the parking brake back up, and we'll go from there. Before I do that, I want to clean this thing. I have not cleaned it yet. It is in good shape. It's in no danger of breaking or getting holes in it or anything like that, but it is extremely rusty and pitted a little bit. So I think I'll take the wire brush to it, clean it up, lubricate the turning points here on it and everything. Probably a little grease, I guess, because grease tends to last longer. Grease it up good so that it moves freely, and then we'll get it installed back in and start the process of putting the brakes back on Pearl on a rear wheel. Now, as for when that's going to happen, well, not today. It's getting dark, it's getting cloudy, and before I started this, I checked radar. Rain is getting close, so we're about to probably get rain that'll last for the next few days. So I doubt that I'm going to be able to get back out here and do anything on these brakes, at least until next week, if even then. The forecast doesn't look real promising at that point, but maybe we'll get enough windows to come out here and do a little bit of work. I'll certainly come out and work whenever I can. And hopefully that here within the next few weeks, we'll have that brake assembly done. I'll be much more experienced in working on brakes and get her rear wheel back on and everything functional. Then I get to come over to the other side and take off the right rear wheel. Now, it's not locked up. It moves just fine, but if I'm going to replace one set of brakes, I'm going to do the others. So we've got new springs and pads for it as well. And after we do that, there's the front wheels. They are disc brakes. I'm not so stressful about disc brakes. I've done them before. So assuming no problems and they don't throw me a curveball in design, I don't think we'll have any problem there. And I say don't think because I really don't know. I have not even done the first cursory glance inspection of the front wheels. I've been so focused on that back wheel that was locked up and getting it done, and everything else has been ignored as far as wheels go. So I got to look at the brakes on the front wheels and get them taken care of, check the pads, probably, I think the rotors are okay. Here again, I don't know. But I'm sure the pads could stand replacing after all this time. And I need to look at the master cylinder under the hood. That's another whole different ballpark. And here again, it's something that I've never replaced. So if we come down to that, that's going to be an experience too. But you know what? I'm getting into dark territory, and I don't need to do that at this point. One project at a time. We're going to get the left rear wheel back on track. Get the brake put back together, get the wheel put back together, spinning freely, and let her roll from there. So hopefully we'll get started on that next week. Tune in and find out. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you watching, all of your support. Your comments and suggestions mean so much to me. And here again, as I get ready to embark on these brake jobs, if you have any ideas, if you have any experience to share with me, please do. I need it. I need all the help I can get. Yeah. So let me hear from you. Also, subscribe if you have not already. Give me a thumbs up on this video and watch every week as we bring you the next step in the restoration and recovery of this beautiful 1977 motorhome. Okay? Till next time around, thank you again, my nomies. I love you guys. I'm Russ, and we will talk